So we are going live. And the trick about going live is that we need to share it. So I will go into my Facebook, and then I will see ourselves live, and I will share. And I'm going to share to my newsfeed and be like, OMG, we're live. That was good timing. That was good comedic timing. Okay, we got some topics. We got some discussions. We got some things to chit-chat about.
This is episode 56.
56 in the mix. Let me pull up the agenda. Let's see what we got going on. Bless you, dog.
Me, Cron.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Hey, Matt.
Kenny,
It's the new year.
is that how we're starting this thing?
I don't know.
Oh, we had one.
No, we haven't had
No?
one
All
since after Christmas. But hey, I see I'm wearing a Orlando Pride shirt, and you're wearing a Two Move shirt.
That's right.
And if I wanted to match you, all I have to do is go to twomoves.com/merch,
Or fight me for the shirt. If anyone would like this shirt, they got to fight me for it.
or twomoves.com/merch. You can get free shipping on any order right now.
Got it.
To start the new year, anything you want, free shipping. Do you realize
Buy
how
a shirt,
incredible that is?
send us a photo.
Yes, in
We want.
fact,
We know that. Listen, here's the thing. We know people are buying this merch somehow. It could be, people in foreign countries that don't ever reach out to us. But send us a photo. We know you're out there.
and I do know that we have some Little Moose that wear our merch. So we're selling onesies. One of our pregnant listeners bought a baby bib.
We also have adult onesies.
I cannot vouch for that.
All right.
But I'll tell you right now. So we got a baby bib with our logo on it. So that way when the baby vomits all over our faces, that's a good representation of how our
Lovely.
listeners are.
Lovely.
But twomoves.com/merch, you can get your merch today with free standard shipping. And quite frankly, that is one of the best values out there. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but shipping sucks.
Oh, yeah. We're basically offering the Amazon Prime of Two Move merchandise. Free shipping.
True, but we can't guarantee it in 2 days.
No,
But it's
that's-
free shipping.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in the meantime, enjoy the show.
You know what to do. Enjoy the show.
I have to find the intro now. I'm going to try that one again. Hey, twomoves.com/merch, and you can get yourself free shipping on all orders. In the meantime, enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are seven acknowledged wonders of the world. You are about to witness the eighth.
How long is it acceptable to say Happy New Year before it gets really awkward? Like, if it's February and you tell someone Happy New Year, is like that too long? But if you haven't seen them since December, February technically would be Happy New Year between you and that person. It's very interesting. I think, is there a limit? Because even in late
How long were we doing?
January,
We were supposed to be doing the stare for the intro until someone called us out in the live chat.
you do realize a majority of our audience listens to us,
Yeah,
so
it's
it would
true.
be terrible.
All right.
It would be
That's a
like,
poor
oh,
idea.
delete. Hey guys, Two Moves episode 56
56.
for the year 2022. I'm Kenny,
Matt,
and we are here. We have a lot to catch up on over the last
there's
couple
a
of weeks.
lot. A lot has happened.
I was out in Vegas. I saw Weezer out in Vegas.
Okay.
That was kind of cool. My 90s hipster self.
I
got,
first learned of Weezer through Beavis and Butthead.
really back in the 90s.
Right.
All right.
Because one of them had the Weezer T-shirt. I think it was like their
no it
nerdy
was
neighbor.
Winger.
No. But one of them,
Yeah, I know
Are
who
you
you're
sure?
talking about. He had a shirt at Winger.
they had to have talked about Weezer though.
It might have
on
been one of the
show.
music
Yeah,
videos that
maybe that's what it
they were
was.
made fun of. But anyway, yeah, we do have a lot to catch up on. I'll just jump right into it. We got some really cool emails. You can always email us, show@twomoves.com. You could always text us, 347-MY-MOVES. In fact, we have a text coming in from a 321 number. What's a
Lay it on
place?
me.
What's a place that you heard your friends or other people having sex in, but you never in a million years would consider? So, for example, like in a bathroom or at work or, you know, a camper or something like that.
Somewhere that I've heard of.
Yeah. So, well, not heard of, but like, for example, I've been in a stadium before where two drunk people were in the bathroom banging it out. And
Okay.
don't get me wrong, I'm all about getting down in public places, but a stadium bathroom
just
in the
sounds
middle of a
unclean.
game, it's yeah,
Unclean.
that's gnarly. But is there any place that you've ever overheard people?
I want to say, you know what? Yeah, I've semi witnessed something going down
Ooh.
at the beach.
At the beach? Okay.
At the beach, and there was towels covering up what was going on, and it was just I can't imagine that happening there because it's just sandy and just
Okay.
I don't think that would be pleasant at all.
Let me say this. That's very common. The beach and
I feel like it in your head it sounds like a good
It does.
idea, but then once you know that's all happening, you're like, this was not a good idea. Let's just end this.
and you know what? There's also in the ocean as well.
Oh,
'Cause a lot of
that's got to
people-
be even worse.
salty.
Yeah.
It's very salty and not lubricated properly. It's just that's weird. But hey,
Family show.
is it though? Is it
Family
really?
show.
Do you realize the last topic we talked about with Disney princesses?
Oh yeah, just having a good time at a bar.
Okay. Anyway, but yeah, I don't think I've ever. I've lived in an apartment complex where the walls were thin, and I've heard my neighbors have sex before.
Oh yeah,
I'm not
I've
saying
heard
that's like
in college. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's like a place I would never consider. Obviously, it's their own
Yeah.
domicile. But I between that and like I said, a stadium bathroom. When I worked,
You know, like movie theaters. You know that happens.
yeah, that definitely.
That's got to be
happens.
weird. That's got to be weird. Like, what if you're in a theater and like you know that's happening? Like you the audible sounds or something, and you're just like, I don't want to look. I don't want to
Yeah.
look, but
Or
I know
maybe-
what's happening.
Maybe you do want to look. I will say too, when I worked at this was a football stadium that I caught people. When I worked at the basketball arena, I caught people. You know how sometimes there's family bathrooms that are like one person
Oh, yeah.
bathrooms,
Right.
but it's meant for little kids or whatever.
Right.
I saw a couple in their 20s, very drunk, both walk out of there, and I'm like, I know what happened.
But maybe
We know what happened.
Maybe he was throwing up. And,
We
and
know what happened.
she was holding his hair
We
back.
we know what happened. No, thanks for texting that to us. We got some interesting emails. So we
Interesting. Like
we have
I'm
a-
the prince of Nigeria. I need you to help me
Well,
with this bank
have
account.
maybe. So we get this. We have a business email. It's the show at twomoves.com, and that frequently gets passed around a lot because we're classified as an audio program. We got this email for inviting Two Moofs to perform at Midnight Magic Virtual Music Festival on January 24th to the 28th.
Oh, we have to do that.
So,
Why would we not do that?
We can make money and win a $3,000 artist development package, which includes $1,000 in cash, $1,000 in marketing. They'll run a paid ad campaign to promote us, and then a 1-hour consultation with David Nathan, a 30-year music industry executive who has worked with artists like Ariana Grande and The Weeknd.
I say we look into this and we seriously consider it, and when we show up, they're like, yeah, you probably shouldn't have received that email.
So here's what we need to do. We need to sign up for the Sessions Live, whatever. We need to create an account and then go live, create a 5-minute show, and then they'll judge the shows, and then that will determine who they select as the artist.
So,
They do know
what we would probably just do like a 5-minute lonely thought.
but here's the thing. They do know we're a podcast and not a music artist, right?
But why would when they say a 5-minute show, are they saying like a 5-minute song or a 5-minute set?
I think they mean a 5-minute set, like a music set, because I got yet another email from the same person asking us to do it again. Here's the ad. It's I was about to
Midnight.
The Midnight Magic Music Festival. Over 300 artists, 15 minutes each. It's online. Top prizes, most viewers.
I say we still just do it.
Do we con people into think that Two Moofs is the name of like
Well,
our
you know
band?
what you could do is literally do a Lonely Thoughts intro, and then just
Make a 5-minute version?
no, like do like a minute at most intro song, and then we do 4 minutes of Lonely Thoughts.
Do you realize how difficult it is to even come up with a 1-minute version?
Well, yeah, but you have it ready to go. If we're going to participate in this, you have a good song ready to go.
This same person came out and is now promoting that we can get a ticket to whoever this Lisa, her name is Lisa Frank, of the stationary kind, but we can get an industry meeting seminar with Lisa Frank, who will let us know how
like a
we can-
one-on-one meeting. Like we show up and we're like in some boardroom and we're like, all right, we need to know how to take our podcast to the next level.
And then she's like, "What's a podcast?
Right. She's expecting us to be. She's like, oh, so what do you guys
What
play?
instruments do you guys play? Are you DJs?"
Yeah, I haven't heard you guys. I tried looking you up. I didn't find anything on Apple iTunes.
Yeah.
Where are you guys located?
I couldn't even
for like
find-
Spreaker.
I mean, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. We're on all those places. Let me turn that into a shameless
So
plug.
how do we? What do we have to do?
So here's my thought. The deadline's coming up soon, so we have to come up with a show for that. I'm thinking, what if we just took our Bean Boozled best of and
Yeah.
we just submit that?
just submit
It
it.
just is us throwing up on camera eating jelly beans.
I mean, do we have a video Lonely Thought that really got a lot of conversation going that really worked well? I mean, could we not submit the Disney Princess one?
that's like 45 minutes. It has to be
Right.
a
Is
5-minute
there
show.
like, can we edit that down to,
What if it's just me giving you the Trapper Keeper for Christmas?
On loop?
Yep, just on loop. Anyway, so that's
let's pay someone on Fiverr to turn the Trapper Keeper video, the 30-second video, into like an auto-tuned song.
Oh, your dog's chiming in on this. Your dog has some thoughts.
He wants to play.
Oh, well,
This is incredibly frustrating.
we're live on air.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's look into that. Maybe we can do it.
And then and
And
then
surprise ourselves. What's the worst? We get turned down. If they say, actually, this isn't for podcast, we say, well, then you shouldn't have
that
emailed.
you shouldn't have effing emailed us,
to
Mr. Sam.
We're
Sam
gonna,
is the dude that kept emailing.
we're
me
gonna
about
sue
it.
you.
It's like
We have a
I am
lawyer. We have a lawyer
Yeah.
on the show.
That is true. And then, on our Facebook page, people have been chiming in. Carmen, who's one of our super fans, like clowned on you with the 70s haircut.
The funny thing is, there's the Klingon right in
pretty
there.
good. That was pretty
in the
good.
middle with the Klingon hair,
I like it.
super front bald cone on the front.
I really like that. And then, Matt, you posted something a couple of days ago. You saw a bumper sticker for sword classes.
I was just at a red light,
Yeah.
and I'm looking up. I see a bumper sticker advertising for sword fighting. I want to know, number one, what kind of swords are we talking? Are we talking fencing? Are we talking sabers, lightsabers, medieval?
You got to throw that, man. He's gonna just.
Two-handed.
What if it's the other
Lord
kind
of
of
the
sword
Rings
fighting?
sword? Huh?
What if it's the adult sword fighting?
I don't know what that means.
It's a thing when two guys with massive erections just decide to whack each other. I was talking. That's my Stefan
Wait a minute.
voice.
So is it sword fighting, but you just have an erection at the same time?
No, sure. Let's go. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. But no, I would be down for some sword fighting classes.
That'd be great.
I mean, we have the phone number. I say that 2 Moves live at the sword fighting facility.
Let's give them a call. Let's give them a call, and let's do that tomorrow and see what they offer, and then we'll see if they will let us film it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, you know what this is? To be honest, it's probably going to be one of those things where it's like in someone's backyard.
no.
I can't imagine that there's a sword fighting place downtown here.
I bet it's going to be one of those things where it's like, okay, step 1, and then you just do like one jab, and then okay, step 1.
What we would do is
one
we would
jab.
let them know ahead of time. We need to do some advanced,
They'll never
pick it
see-
up quick. Show us some advanced moves
I don't think they'd ever
for
sign
the
up for
content.
that. They'd never sign up for that. I think if you run sword classes,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to be way too serious about this. You're not going to let some radio goofs come out and
No,
run
they
amok.
have to, because it will say we're
do you mean they
promoting
have
it.
to?
We'll promote it. We'll tell them that we have so many. Look, just show us the fun stuff.
I guarantee
Show us-
that they've
show us
gotten
the move.
many a wacky radio show doing that.
We're just doing the He-Man.
I have the power.
I have the power move. What we're doing the Highlander. We're pretending we're Highlander, like the quickenings, all that
I like
stuff.
it. I like it. And then, so thanks again. You could always 347-MY-MOVES text us, show@2moves.com, or join on the Facebook page. One of the things we wanted to talk about this closer to the holiday time because people seem to be more generous during the holiday time, but we're going to talk about it now. We are about a month away from an annual charity event that Matt and I do called the Cupid's Undie Run, and it's always done around Valentine's Day.
And we've never really gotten anyone else to join us.
Yep. So, Matt.
Although
and
I think I may have someone this year. That'll join
nice.
us.
Well, Matt and I have done it the last few years, and it's a really cool event. It helps to impact those with, I can never pronounce it. It's called NF, but it's neurofibromatosis. I think that's how it's pronounced. But it's basically, they've raised millions of dollars to help those with that condition, especially children with that condition. But the gimmick is we all meet together in our underwear.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about like, oh, okay, I'm wearing gym shorts and a tank top. It's like, no, we got some tighty whities there. We
Yes.
got some women in sports bras and lace panty. Now, no nudity or anything. Like
Right.
I know we talk, it is the Enders Run, but people are modest. They're still covering themselves up.
It's to an extent. I mean, there are some people that are more daring than others, but it's all in good fun, and I wouldn't say it's necessarily classy, but it's definitely not.
Well, it's a party. It basically ends up being a party. So Matt and
I've never gotten the impression that they're like weirdos or creeps.
No, definitely not. Yeah, it really, you can't even take part unless you've donated a good amount of money for it.
Yeah.
And Matt and I have done that. But one of the things that they want to do is, of course, raise money. And one of the ways you can do that, you can obviously just donate direct to the organization under our name, or you can actually join our team and potentially run with us. So there's a couple of ways to do it.
Are you starting the Two Moves team?
Well, so we technically it's already been started, and you should have joined my team. And if you haven't, shame on you.
Did you name it the Two Moves team?
Yeah, so it's basically you go to my.cupids.org/2moves.
Okay.
And that's how you fundraise on the page. There's specific referral links that we can send out, but basically if you go to my.cupids.org/2moves, and we'll put all this information on the Facebook page. But if you go there, you'll be able to see like, hey, it's my name, the Two Moves podcast, and you can just straight up donate. You can be a part of it. You could also register and be a part of the team, and when you join and say join a team, you just search for Two Moves.
It'd be totally awesome, anybody to donate to the team. But if you want to come out and join us, we would love that.
Exactly. So when you do the team, again, it's the same page that you can join it, but basically when you sign up, you can sign up to join. You just click join this team. Mm-hmm. When you join the team, you add in your name and you're a part of it. And any money that you raised collectively goes to our name as well. Now, again, all the money goes to charity. It's not like we're taking a cut or anything like that.
Yeah.
But when we raise money, we can be upon the ranks, and we'll get some local recognition, get some national recognition. We'll get some free alcohol. Because after the run, so we run around Lake Eola in our underwear. It's a spectacle. Everyone loves it.
What we got to do is get the GoPro this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I have the GoPro. But, the past couple of years we've done themes.
Yes.
We've done the Pokemon theme.
So that's what people want. So they not only they want creative underwear. Now the whole thing is a lot of it they want you dressed up like Cupid because it is during Valentine's Day. But we've seen some very creative people have dressed up as like Cleopatra.
Yes.
People have dressed up as Ghostbusters, I think, was
like,
one year.
Yeah, people have gone as like the underwear fairy, but they're like they look like a fairy with like fairy wings and stuff like that.
Correct. And
there's some people have gone with the Victoria's Secret wings.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Now, Matt and I, we as Goofs, we've gone as Ash and Pikachu.
And Pikachu.
And we ran as Mario and Luigi as well.
Right. Those are the only two, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But
no.
we
we need something good this year.
Exactly. So we want ideas, but it's a really cool charity that we like being a part of. And like I said, we'll put all the information on the Facebook page and on our website. But it's my.cupids.org/2moves, and you could always just join the team. You could always just donate directly to the cause if you can't be a part of the team. But it's an awesome way to help out a really awesome charity.
And so if anyone is on the fence about wanting to join this and run in it, I would just say, give it a shot. Do something that you wouldn't ever normally do. You could, to be honest, if you wanted to wear gym shorts or no one. There's plenty of people that are doing that.
There are people that wear tank tops and gym shorts.
Right,
I mean, you're going to be fine. And trust me, I know a lot of people are like very self-conscious because it's like, I'm overweight or I'm out of shape.
Same thing.
Everyone there is overweight and out of shape.
Yes.
I mean,
in the run, to be clear, this is not a 5K run.
No. You're literally
you're running around like the block and back.
And I think at total it's like quarter of a mile.
Right.
Yeah, it's one lap around Lake Eola.
The police shut down the streets so that you just run. Some people walk it, and then you come back, and then everyone's just drinking and listening to music, eating, and stuff like that.
Exactly. Afterwards, it just becomes a huge party where they raise even more money. I know it's typically at Elixir. We have to double check if it's there again. But any alcohol sales that they do, a portion of that goes to the charity. They sell T-shirts. They sell socks. They have like a cool selfie station, which is out there. They take some really good ones, but. If my
we got robbed last year
did.
of
The best costume?
the best costume and dance contest. I don't know. It was the best costume, but it turned into a dance contest,
Correct.
and whoever was dancing the most provocatively was
And
going to win.
I tried, but Matt refused
I
to
would-
strip down with me.
No, I wasn't doing none of that.
But anyway, again, I'm a bit loose in my belly, so and if I can go out there and if I can brave it to do it, you guys can too. And again, if you can, or if you're just not in the area, or you can't be a part of it, please consider donating.
Right. So
under
we'll
Two
get the
Moves team.
link up.
Yeah,
when
we'll
we're
get the
done with the
link
show, I'll sign up and join your team because I know I still haven't done that.
Oh, geez.
I know one of my coworkers wants to join in on it, so he will join our team, and we'll try and get more people.
Yep. And again, for those who don't go to the website or the Facebook page, it's my.cupids.org/2moves. So it's plural, Cupid. So my.cupids.org/2moves, TOOMOOFS. And you can donate now.
Let's raise that money.
Yes, indeed. So that's one of the goods that we want to do for this year. And of course, one of the things that everyone's been like freaking out and talking about this and anticipating it and been like, oh my God, I can't believe you did it. So a couple of shows ago, I talked about how Taco Bell was going to have some wings.
Yes,
And it was gonna be-
Taco Bell is doing the chicken sandwiches. They're doing, they went to breakfast.
Yeah.
Now they're doing wings. So
So
you went and sampled some. I'm incredibly.
well, let me say this: the curse was spreading because
Yes,
I initially
it's spreading quicker than COVID.
I initially went to a Taco Bell, and there's a giant advertisement that said, now serving wings, and it was after 2 o'clock, and it said, while supplies last. This was like the second day that they were out. And so I went to the drive-through line.
You went to the one that's down on
the Soto area.
Okay,
Yep.
okay.
So I went to the drive-through line, and I said, hey, can I get an order of wings? They're like, we're not serving wings.
It's brand new.
And I'm like, okay. Well, the only reason I got in line was to get the wings, except cars were pulling behind me, and there's
They all
cars
want
in front of me.
wings.
So I was stuck, and I was like, okay, I don't really want it, but I don't want to like be awkward. And
So you
instead
you had the guilt. You had the guilt, like I told you.
It made me
when
order
when you
something
go
else.
through line and they don't have what you want.
It
You have
make-
the option of just getting out and saying, "All right, never mind. I'm going to go somewhere else."
Yeah.
Or you end up guilt ordering something because you feel like you wasted their time.
If there was no cars behind me, I would have just backed up and left. But I couldn't. I physically couldn't leave. So I was distraught, and then I'm doing some searching on Twitter and Reddit and stuff like that. And I think Orlando no place in Orlando had them.
I've heard from many places there is a chicken shortage.
And that's what I've heard too. But then that's why I was like, well, wait a minute. How do you even offer that on a chicken shortage? And I'm trying to think that Soto Taco Bell is one of the busiest ones. They have to have it. So I'm driving
Did you
out
ask
and
to
about.
speak to a manager?
No, because I was so
That's what I would've
I was
done.
flustered. Yeah,
That's what I would've done.
Yeah, because you're a Karen. And so I was out and about like a day later, and I was like, you know what? Let me just try this one. And if they don't have it, then I'm just gonna leave. But let me just check it. And I go in because the drive-through line was packed, and I'm like, I don't want to get stuck again. If they don't have it. So I went inside, and they had the touch screen. And I was like, okay, I'll order the touch screen. I was like, all right, touch. I can't find it. Oh, okay. Let me click on new items. Chicken wings available. So I click
Bingo.
it. And I order it, and I'm like, I'm fully expecting to be like, oh, I'm sorry, sir, we don't have wings. It was a mistake. But no, I was handed the sack with freshly
And you're still in
made
disbelief.
wings.
Whenever I get fast food, and even when they hand it to me, I'm still like waiting. I'm going to be missing something.
Yeah.
There's going to be something wrong.
Well, I only ordered the wing, so if it wasn't in the bag, I don't know what it
Sorry,
is.
sir. We gave you someone else's order.
So-
4 chalupas.
A lot of people were surprised that they even had wings. People apparently did not hear of this.
Yeah, until you told me, I had not heard.
The
about it.
wings are done tonight. So, Matt, if you would like to get wings, tonight's your last night to do it. But I will give my review because everyone.
Well, your review is going to determine whether I go
Everyone-
and get some of these wings.
Everyone wanted to know. So first off, only available after 2 because I don't think they're not like KFC where they're just cooking and cooking and cooking.
Right.
They're made to order. I had to wait a while. That's what got me nervous too. After I ordered it, it was a good 5 minutes before they even acknowledged that my order was ready, and I was like, uh-oh. It's because they're frying them as you order them. So they're coated with a nacho queso like Taco Bell seasoning. And it comes with a side of like spicy ranch sauce to dip in.
Spicy ranch.
Yeah, it's got a little kick to it. But so let me say this. So I get the container, It's in the container that they put nachos in because they're just reusing it.
You know what's funny is you think that, but they may have run out of whatever they
Maybe.
were actually packaging them in, and they just said, just put it in a nacho box.
I mean, maybe. I'm showing Matt the photo of it now. So
Yeah.
there you get 5 of them, and it's $5.99 for 5. And I'm like, that's given
sometimes
prices nowadays.
when you,
Not too
there
bad.
used to be a time where you could get like 50-cent wings,
Yeah.
75-cent wings. Now, chicken shortage, $1.25 wings, $1 wing.
Exactly. So I get the container. And I'm like, man, this is really good. But you know what? I don't want them to get cold. I don't want them to get stale.
You sat there
I
in
don't
the
want to lose
car.
that crunch. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just eat it in the car. Now I wanted to get it on camera, but I'm like, these are wings. It's going to be hard to
Yeah,
like
you'd have
dip
to
it.
you'd have
Yeah.
to set up your phone like
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I opened the container up, and man, it smelled like doo doo.
Really.
It smelled.
do you
so
think so?
bad.
Do you think that that's because of the oil that
I
they were?
I think it's whatever that coating is, or that dust,
Yeah.
or it could be the oil. I don't know. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, this is not a good sign, man. This is and
Okay.
like because it's not that it made me gag, but it's one of those where I'm like, if I was at a wing place and they served that to me and I smelled it, I would be like,
There's got to be something wrong.
or,
with
or
it.
it's like I'd like to send these back, please.
Yeah,
like
do 'em again.
give me something else. But I'm like, okay, maybe that's what. So I took a whiff of it. And I'm like, this is awful. I'm like, oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Cleared out my nostrils. I'm like, okay, let me get it fresh.
Do they have different levels of hot?
It's one level, and then so I'm like, all right, let me taste the wing by itself before I dunk it in the spicy ranch.
Mm-hmm.
And I bit into the first one, which was a drummy. Now let me tell you, we've gone to wing places before.
Oh yeah, I have my favorite wing
You
spot,
have
which
your favorite
actually
wing
is
spot.
Elixir.
Oddly enough,
Yeah, Elixir has really good
Now
wings.
some people like the dry rub. Some people like it sauced.
right?
This one is clearly a dry rub.
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you that these were some of the juiciest, most tender, well-cooked wings I've ever
You're
eaten.
lying.
No, that is the God's honest truth.
So now I do have to go.
I bit into it, and I'm like, oh my, not even for fast food wings. If you blindfolded me and you had that chicken wing and you bit into it, now again, the smell is atrocious, but the taste is
Okay,
surprisingly
so are you
good.
saying it's along the lines of Gators?
Yes. Exactly. So
what are some of the other
big name
places?
wing chase, the wing
Wingstop.
Wingstops, your Buffalo Wild Wings, like the
Okay.
wing chain wing restaurants.
I'm very conflicted here
I
because
did-
in some respects, I could. If you're saying tonight's the last night to get it, I could live the rest of my life and never try it.
Possibly.
But at the same time, am I going to have regret 5 years down the road that I never tried it?
So I bit into it, and it was tender, it was juicy, it was tasty. Like the smell and the taste were complete opposites. I don't know what happened there because they say
Visually, when you looked at it visually, what were you thinking? All right, this looks like a traditional normal dry rub
It
wing.
looked like a dry rubbed wing.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then when you bit into it, you're like, this is a taco, but like it's got the southwestern spices and it's got like a taco seasoning on it.
Okay.
And man, for some reason, like when you smell something, that's how it tastes. This is not it. It smells completely
They gotta
different
work
than
on
how
the
you taste.
smell then.
I don't get it. So I dunk it in some of it in the spicy ranch, and that spicy ranch is the perfect complement to it.
Okay, I've never had spicy ranch, but you're
Yeah, now it's got a little kick. I will admit it. If you're not a spicy now I'm not saying it's overly spicy. This is the right amount of spice for me, and I'm not a spicy guy. So this had like the right amount of kick for it. Now I'm not saying that because we've been to some wing places where you have to like dunk the entire chicken wing in ranch or blue cheese in order for it to be edible. And then there are some where it's like you don't even need ranch at all.
But then there are some wings. My problem with some wing places is that the wings are very small.
Okay.
It's like you're
Yeah.
not getting a lot of meat. It's like, does this count towards the dozen wings
Well,
that I got? It's so small.
This, I will say, they're pretty. I'm not going to say gigantic.
Like if you get, I want to say it's either Domino's or
Oh,
Papa
they're
John's
tiny,
wings.
yeah.
They're incredibly tiny.
They're incredibly tiny. These were decent sized wings. And I'm
Okay.
telling you right now, I wish they had these year round. It is that good. Like I
still don't get why companies will just do this for a super limited time.
I can see that it's a giant pain in the butt to make those to order every single time. And they have sales for the first week, but maybe if they had it permanently, they'd be losing money on it because, no one's going to order it after the novelty of it. But I'm telling you right now, if they had this would be my go-to wing order. When you say I want wings, I would straight up, and I'm not lying. I'm not speaking hyperbole.
And then we gotta go try it, man.
I am
We got it. Let's wrap through this show so we can go
I'm
get it,
telling
man.
you right now, this was that good. Now, with the spicy ranch, I think was the perfect complement. I'm not saying it made necessarily the wing better or worse.
So then you dipped it in nacho cheese.
I'm surprised they didn't offer nacho cheese as an option. But I think that spicy ranch was the perfect amount. Now, this reminds me, and did you ever have it when McDonald's had the Mighty Wings?
I don't.
So
no, I don't think
McDonald's
so.
had wings for a while, but they lost a crap ton of money off of it
Okay,
because no one bought it.
I don't even remember
But
that at all.
McDonald's had wings, but it was a spicy wing inside the chicken. So it's like they spiced the chicken, then they breaded it. So that way when you bit into it, all the spices were underneath like the chicken skin or whatever.
That
but they were
sounds
like little
incredible.
wings.
I mean, incredible feat of ingenuity there.
Yeah, I'm going to look it up. McDonald's Mighty Wings. I liked those as well. I'm not saying they were the best, but they were pretty good. And they were like pretty
Okay.
big too. Like these
All right.
photos that I'm showing
Those
you,
look more.
they look like
Those look more tasty.
yeah, those
than,
look like mini fried chicken.
Right. Those definitely look more tasty than the photo.
But it was
you
just
put
it
up.
was too expensive for McDonald's to do it because not many people ordered it. And then because it was like 5 wings for like $8.
Have you
which-
tried Arby's wings yet?
See, I have not. See,
Yeah, I did their
definitely
their
went to that.
boneless, and those are pretty good.
Boneless wings are just chicken nuggets.
Right, but I
You know
think that they
right?
have the bone-in ones.
All right.
too.
Well, I'll have to check that out. But anyway, I cannot recommend it enough
All right,
to
well,
get the
then
Taco Bell.
That's that.
Taco
I
Bell
gotta
wings.
give it a shot.
Yeah, it's absolutely spectacular. So
I'm very surprised to hear this.
me
I
too.
would not have. I was fully expecting either crap or they're just meh.
yeah, this entire time I'm like in love and infatuated with these wings. People have been chiming in on our chat for the live video. Sam comes in from the Semantics podcast. Give her a huge shout out. Said they only had wings at certain locations too. So it was not only limited for the week, but limited just in locations. And yes,
I don't have any on the chat.
They are thinking
Oh, there we go.
outside the bun.
All right.
They're thinking outside the bun. Gong. Remember that campaign?
Wasn't there what was the Taco Bell line before?
Your Kyoto Taco Bell?
Yeah,
And then now it's Liv Moss.
Liv Moss. But the bell, just the bell gong.
Yeah,
they're
that's
still
been around.
using.
Yeah,
that.
that's been around for a while. Olga comes in and it says the unseasoned butt chicken smell. I would say, yeah, that's probably what it smells like. It smells like chicken
You know, it'd
butt.
be interesting
It's
though.
terrible.
Okay. So how horrifying would this be for you if we go and get some for me after the show, and it's a completely different smell, a completely pleasant smell?
But it tasted bad.
No. It still tasted good. You are going to wonder what the hell it was that made
I
your
know.
smell so
well, I
bad.
didn't get sick after it. This happened on a Sunday, and I didn't
Something
get sick.
like that would give me anxiety. Like, why did I have such a horrifying smell? Where could that have come? What did they do to these chicken wings?
Listen, nothing I can do about it now. People are chiming in with the McDonald's. Apparently in Trinidad, McDonald's had fried chicken as well. I think in some places in Asia they have fried chicken, but those are like actual pieces of fried chicken.
Like KFC is
Yeah.
huge in Asia.
I'm telling you right now, if Taco Bell needs to have these wings
All right, well,
permanently,
look,
it's
now's
so good.
your opportunity to be a positive Karen, and say you need to keep this year round.
All right, well, I'll tell you.
Be a letter writer.
I'll tell you the location where to go.
No, we're
gonna
gonna try Soto.
No, it's not going to be there. I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you exactly where to go. It's not that far from here. It's actually, I think, kind of closer than
I know
where
what
we
you're
are.
talking
Yeah.
about.
All right, so that's that. Oh, okay. I got to see the McDonald's in Trinidad. They have a family bundle. It's a Sunday dinner, so it's 2 Happy Meals, 10 pieces of chicken, 2 fries, and 2 sodas for $131.
But it's whatever currency that is.
I don't know. What's $131 in Trinidadian dollars?
Trinidadian.
Well, they call it Trini over there, which is weird because it sounds like tranny, and
Yeah.
it feels like you're being insulting when you call someone Trini. Just saying, people of Trinidad, work on your branding, please.
Be a letter writer. Write your
Yeah,
congressman.
work on your branding, people from Trinidad. I am now banned from the country of Trinidad.
Moving on.
Yes. All right. So we just wanted to get through that. We got a lot of news stories that have been going on. I was teaching Matt, by the way. I was in Vegas. I saw Weezer, and I've been gambling crazy. I'm not going to gloat, but I won a shit ton of money gambling.
I'm not.
I
so
won
I'm not.
so much
I'm
money
not
gambling.
jealous that you won a ton of money. I'm jealous that you got to go gambling and I didn't.
Yeah. Well. Oh, so because of COVID, everyone has to wear masks in the casino,
Mm-hmm.
and there's no smoking. Because the big drawback of casinos is a lot of them, especially the ones with like the cheaper table limits, are
Yeah.
just smoke crazy.
Oh yeah,
And
you
it's
get there's
just-
a little haze.
yeah, and not just that, but then it's like it's just uncomfortable being in there because it's a cloud. But what is cool is there's no smoking at all, and so even like the cheap $5-10 tables, which is where you like go to practice your strategies, it was brilliant. That
Right.
it was
It's just more of a positive experience for you, I imagine, because it can't be as crowded.
yeah,
right
no,
now.
it wasn't. I mean, there were some places that were still crowded. The strip was still full of people walking
Did
up
I
and
ever
down.
tell you that I was doing research on how the Cosmopolitan Casino has a specific smell to it, and I was doing research to find out what that smell is,
Mm-hmm.
and you could buy air fresheners for your home that have the same smell as that casino
I
because
believe that.
it smells so good.
I believe that. Disney
I screenshotted it and I was like, I need to go back and buy this at some point.
Disney does the same thing a lot with their parks and hotels and stuff.
They
Disney
have
has
specific smells.
specific scents and smells that they pipe
So
in.
do you think that if you went to a couple of the Disney hotels and you stepped inside blindfolded just based on the smell, you could determine which hotel you're in?
If you've been there enough, yeah. I think if you've been there plenty of times. I stayed at the Park MGM, which is near the T-Mobile Arena. So it's on the strip, but it's like kind of behind the main hotels
Right.
there. But yeah, it was pretty nice. It was still within walking distance
right.
everywhere.
Very good. So
All right. So anyway, I was teaching Matt that it was the pre-show fun that we were having that we don't.
we're dealing some blackjack.
Indeed. Yeah, so we've been told the Trinidadian dollar is 7-1. So if it's $131, divide that by 7.
So
You do the
let's
math.
just say it's 120.
8. So that's
$128.
$40.
Yeah,
So
$40.
$40 for 2 Happy Meals, 10 pieces of chicken, 2 large fries. I don't know. Is that a good deal? I don't buy Happy Meals.
I mean,
I also
who,
don't buy
who
10
knows?
pieces,
Who
10
knows
pieces
if
of fried
McDonald's
chicken.
is as available in Trinidad as it is on every corner here.
That is true. In Thailand and Japan, 7-Elevens are everywhere. Like it's like Starbucks, how there will be 7-Elevens across the street from 7-Elevens,
Or
across
like
the corner
Dunkin'
from
Donuts in
7-Elevens.
Boston. I heard that going up to Boston that there are Dunkin' Donuts everywhere, and I was just like, oh, that's interesting. We're just gonna be driving by, literally walking around downtown Boston, Dunkin' Donuts on every street corner.
You get
It's incredible.
That wicked flavor.
Well, the idea now is to do a bar crawl, a pub crawl, but you just go and get a
Just the
donut.
donuts?
By the end of it, you've eaten a dozen donuts and you had 5 coffees.
All right, it's not too bad.
That wouldn't be a bad Saturday morning.
And then you run in your underwear for charity.
Sounds like a plan.
my.cupids.org/2move. Donate. Matt and I are going to run our underwear.
Kenny, what's in the mood? What's in the news?
I haven't even played the intro yet.
What's in the moves?
Anyway, this is what's been happening over the last 3 weeks since our last show. It's an extended version of What's Going On.
Oh, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, what's going on? What's going on? Oh, what's going on?
What's Going On, brought to you by our amazing sponsors, Her Majesty Services, HerMajestyServices.com. Talk to Jennifer and Ashley. I was actually chit-chatting with Jennifer. She was actually in Vegas the week before I was celebrating her birthday. So, she was just there. And, of course, Amber over at Classic Man Cuts, ClassicManCuts.com. Matt and I go there frequently.
I
and
bought a
we
gift
utilize-
card for
Yeah.
my brother for Christmas.
All right.
So you get a little card. It says Amber. And then she wrote on there what
amount?
service I got for him. So it doesn't. I don't think she put the amount on there, but it says this is what he can come in and get at any point. So
All right.
everybody, get your gift cards. Ask for Amber.
Yes,
Be looking good.
ClassicManCuts.com. And, of course, Her Majesty Services, they do gift cards as well. So you can prepay for services, get your house cleaned, get your office cleaned, get your face cleaned.
Will they clean up your life when it's in the dumpsters?
Probably. Amber.
They're that good.
Listen,
They're
not
that
Amber.
good.
Jessica and Ashley are that positive of people. They could probably
Your life will
motivate you.
turn around.
Yeah, they can motivate you to be a better person. I guarantee. that.
I read a meme the other day that's like, I got my shit together. It's still shit, but at least it's together. And I was like, same. Same.
Small steps. All right. So of course we passed the new year. Did you do anything crazy for New Year's?
Actually, spent New Year's by myself at an Outback Steakhouse at the bar watching the SE. No, hold on. I watched some football game.
It was the college football playoffs.
Yeah, it was
Probably.
the college football playoffs. Sat at the bar, treated myself to an Outback filet mignon and lobster, and like
Had some lonely thoughts.
I was just sitting there by myself. I mean, I had a good time. The thing is for me, and I've told a lot of people this recently, is New Year's for me is like that's probably one of my favorite holidays.
Really?
I know that it's so weird, but it's probably one of my favorite holidays because like literally that night and after midnight, I get this sense of, refresh. You're trying to start your new year off, right. You can put everything in the past, you can look forward, and just mentally, for some reason, like I feel really good about New Year. So I really like that. And so typically I like going out.
Okay.
I like celebrating and kind of doing it big. And I will say that by hanging out by myself at Outback, dinner by myself, watching the football game, saved probably a lot of money.
Yeah,
a
definitely.
lot of money compared to the drinks and everything that I typically would do.
Yeah, paying
on a New Year's
$100
night.
entry for a crowded, outdoor space to watch the orange drop.
Everything.
Yeah. Well, okay, so the new year happened, and people always talk about this. What if you had twins, and one was born on December 31st, and one was born on January 1st? Well, that actually happened. That happens. They said the odds of that happening are 1 in 2 million. But twins in California were born 15 minutes apart with separate birthdays on separate years, even though they are identical twins.
That's a cool little, when you're growing up, you could tell all your friends that and brag about it. But by like 6th grade, everyone's like, okay, bro, we've heard it before. We know you're the older one. You were born in a different year.
See, what's crazy is even though they're twins and they have to fill out paperwork together, and they have to write completely different. It's not like one was born on the 2nd and one was born on the 3rd, but it's the same year.
Let's get down to the micro logistics of this. One of them is going to have to, for their birthday, continuously 12, 31, 21. The other one just goes
1, 1,
1,
2,
1, 2, 2.
Yep. Yeah.
Easily, you want the 1,
So
1, 2, 2.
Here's the thing: the couple welcomed their son Alfredo at 11.
1, 1, 2, 2 is the log of what I've done in the bathroom today.
So they welcomed their son Alfredo at 11.
That should get more credit than we just given it.
11:45 p.m. New Year's Eve. Here's the thing: his brother Alan was born at midnight. So had it just been seconds earlier, they would have had the same birthday. But literally, the clock officially struck midnight.
Do you think the
and
doctor
twin was born.
counts it as soon as like the baby's head comes out, or when the baby is fully out?
I think it's when the baby is fully out.
Okay. Is there any? Okay, because like, what if I don't know, man? You know what? Maybe I'm just uneducated as far as the
Yes, you
whole birth
are.
process. But is it possible like a baby's head could be out for a significant period of time?
Oh yeah, no, that can happen.
So the baby could be like halfway born for 20 minutes.
And again, I say this super ignorantly. Maybe it's, how the doctor has to pronounce the death. Maybe it's the doctor has to pronounce the birth, so they have to do all the checks and tests before they can officially say
that
born.
baby is officially born.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe that happens. But congratulations. A 1 in 2 million scenario, but it happened, and good for them. And we talked about some fast food.
I hope one of them turns to be super evil, and the other is like super hero, moral, ethically
so
positive.
the one that turns evil is the one that has to write 12, 31, 21, and then the one that's 1, 1, 2, 2, easy street. Like for the rest of their
Everything's
lives.
just handed to them.
Everything's handed to them.
Okay, here's a movie plot idea. Okay, like the prologue to the movie just shows like these two babies being born, and you see like the doctor writing in the birth dates, and one kid getting detention all the time, getting into fights at school, the other getting straight A's. One becomes, college graduate. The other's like barely making it by, and the troubles that they each go through in their own unique ways. Let's work on that. That's $1 million movie. It could beat Spider-Man.
So we talked about Taco Bell and McDonald's before. Well, the McDonald's in China is confirming that they're testing in-store exercise bikes in their restaurant. So the exercise
I've seen
bikes
photos of this.
have a platform in front of you for you to put your meal, but as you're eating, you just start pedaling to help burn off some of those calories that you're consuming.
What's interesting is that while you're pedaling, if you knew how much, like if you ate one cheeseburger, and you were pedaling for like that 10 minutes you were eating it, if it said like you've only burned off 0.5% of that burger.
Yeah, that would be
Like
be sad.
it would tell you once you've burned off that entire meal.
But would you do that? Would you get on an exercise bike as you're eating fast food?
I don't think I eat inside fast food ever. I think that's super rare.
It is, but let me say this: we live and work in Orlando, where our downtown isn't necessarily. There's no fast food downtown,
Right.
in the sense of a McDonald's or a Wendy's and
Right.
stuff.
There are no large chains.
In your other metropolitan cities, that's very common for people to eat in the restaurant because they're working. They don't want to go back to their office. So, okay, let me just sit at the Taco Bell. Let me just sit at the McDonald's, kill some time kind of thing. I could see this taking off in big. I would do that. I would sit, if I had to go in, I would sit in there and pedal.
what other exercises could you do beyond pedaling? I mean, you could get on a treadmill. That's got to be expensive though for that.
Yeah, I could see that.
Those things break, and that's got to be hundreds of dollars.
I could see the treadmill, but only obviously a walking treadmill. You don't want to like be jogging kind
Right.
of thing and do that.
and it's
but-
probably not like a full-on electric treadmill. It's got to be like completely, the mechanical. You just got to on your own force pushing it to go.
I can see that. Well, hopping across the sea from China to Japan, a professor at a Japanese university has unveiled a latest invention. So we have the Oculus glasses, put you in a 3D environment. We tested 3D television. You talked about pumping scents into hotels. What if you were watching TV, you saw something delicious, you decided to go up there, lick the TV so you can taste what it tastes like?
I do that all the time. I don't. I
Well,
don't know what's so unique about this.
Home Miyashita, an associate professor at the School of Science and Technology at Meiji University, Taste the TV invention has a combination of 10 different flavors that are secreted onto a film on the sides on the slides of the screen. And that secretion allows viewers to experience the taste of the food that they're seeing. They said they believes that the technology could be used to give people who are unable or unwilling to travel the ability to maybe sample flavors from around the world.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit. There's got to be a finite number of flavors that could be secreted, unless you just have like what's equivalent to like an entire color palette of flavors that could be mixed to create any particular flavor.
Well, again, that's why he said right now he has a combination of 10. Because
Right.
if you think, a lot of people talk about, a lot of professional chefs are like, well, the taste buds can only taste certain things: salty, sweet, spicy, and sour. I think those are like the 4 things that you can taste. So if there are just varying degrees of those 4 that he's
Right.
doing the combinations of,
I'm picturing like
You're
a color pinwheel.
you're looking at 10 factorial, basically.
Okay.
In terms of the different.
So if you had a TV show and you wanted to get this flavor out to everybody viewing it, you would have to somehow create a code that says if someone wants to taste this, this is the code your TV needs to create film.
That's what he programmed.
Right.
Now, if you look at 10 factorial, that's actually 3.6 million different flavors that can be combined with only 10 different. So you can have 3.6 million different combinations based on just those 10 flavors.
Okay.
There. So that's actually not bad.
So let's say that you can take this technology to the next level and the next level after that, right? You are going through the drive-thru at Taco Bell and you say, these wings are so great, you got to try this. You somehow take your phone has like an app. Hold on, wait with me. Your phone has some app that it takes in the fumes of the chicken, and you send it to me like a text. My phone decodes that and has the ability to create that taste.
Or just a QR code.
Or like a QR code, right?
I don't know why you have to do this like big ordeal where it's like it smells
Because
it
where are you going to have the QR code?
on the menu. Like if you're at Taco Bell and I'm like, hey, you got to try these
but
wings.
here's why your phone has to be able to take in the fumes of it. And I'm not fumes isn't the right word.
the scent.
The scent of it. Because what if you're like, hey man, the QR code says it tastes like this. My steak that I got tastes incredibly bad. You need to tell me if I'm crazy, right?
Well, so let me say this. I think restaurants would push back against that because let's say that it's like, oh, this is disgusting. They'll be like, no, that's not what the true flavor is. You can't rely on your.
This is
little,
the factory settings
Yeah,
for.
it's like you can't rely on your phone's broken. Your phone is secreting too much
Right.
salt X.
So you text me and I can lick my phone or smell my phone.
But if I'm Taco Bell, I say I don't want to do. Actually, I don't know, because I would say like, hey, I don't want them to do that, because I would rather them buy it to try it rather than being able to lick it for free.
Right. So
That's what she
so
said.
here's where it goes bad. I send you a text and I say, Kenny, I just got this new wing
Oh, and you're
place.
trolling me.
I got this new wing place. You got to
Yeah.
try this wing, and and you smell it or you lick it. Next thing you know, it's someone farted into the phone.
Yeah, I get it. Okay. Our last story in what's going on. I'm a huge fan of the Olympics. I think the Olympics is one of the best things ever. And of course, leading into the Olympics are the national trials, basically basically whatever sport it was. They just had the U.S. figure skating championships to figure out who's going to be on the Olympic team. Well, of course, those events are ticketed and they need to make money as well. So they sell sponsorships and stuff. Well, in the Netherlands, the national curling crowd had a sponsor that was a sex toy company. A Dutch sex toy company was like, hey, we're going to sponsor the qualification of curling in the Netherlands. Well, they were banned from being able to be broadcasted because their on-ice ads with their names, and although it's not an explicit logo, was too much for the audience, the Dutch media reported.
Of all places, I would think that they would be the most open to that type
You would
of
think,
thing.
but here's the reasoning why is because
Do you know the name of the company?
Easy Toys. Just called Easy Toys.
I don't think that's that bad.
But here's the thing: the trials and the qualifications were being broadcast in other countries, because
Okay.
you got to think people are like, yeah, I want to know if the Dutch team's going to be good at curling, and I'm into curling. I want to watch their.
We have a friend that
trials.
does curling.
Yeah.
And do you think that if you and I started curling, do you think that we could get good at that?
I think we can get good. I don't think we can get Olympic level, because you got to realize I equate it, and I'm not taking away from it at all, because I think there is some athletic ability to it.
I think it's more of a skill.
I think it's on the same level as poker, in the sense that, yeah, anyone can learn how to play poker and
With-
anyone can learn strategy for poker.
yeah.
But you have to be the
Yeah,
expert
this
to know
this
exactly.
see this I think it's just repetition, and if you practiced enough,
Yeah. No, I mean, there is muscle
you
memory.
could-
There is
you
some
could get good.
athletic like skill to make it turn in one way, but I think a lot of it too.
I don't think that there's a curling place anywhere here in Central Florida.
In Central Florida, well, we have RDV up in
you
Altamont.
think they have-
I know that they do hockey there, so perhaps they have a curling league. I'll check that out. But I think a lot of it, though, no different than like billiards or whatever, you got to know the angles. You have to know like the strategy behind it, and I think that just takes way more to master than you and I just practicing, on a weekly basis.
I would give
I'm
it a
gonna look
shot.
it up. I'm going to look up to see if there is Central Florida curling.
Well, so that sounds like it wraps up what's in the news.
Yeah, the Orlando Curling Club. They meet in Kissimmee.
I'd be down to check it
Interesting.
out.
Yeah, the Orlando Curling Club. They are a nonprofit, and you could just go there. They teach you how to do curling. Look at that. They're teaching a bunch of kids curling.
But you got it. The guy's wearing shorts.
You don't have to. This kid's badass in it. Wearing
I'm
shorts.
wondering if you show up, like, what would be the appropriate?
Look how many people are in this curling organization.
Okay, we're gonna look into that. Let's see if they
Would you rather do curling club or sword classes?
probably sword classes. But I also want to do the Ninja Warrior place as well.
I can't do that. You still got to do your trapeze school, my friend. I think that expired.
Why don't you want to try the Ninja Warrior thing?
I'm not athletic enough for that.
All right, well, I will go.
I would end up
you
getting
can
on.
film it.
I would do the quad steps, and then on the second step, I'd be like, "I'm done, guys. Can I just jump in the water?"
I mean, it's got to be incredibly tiring, but we got to check it out and see how far I can get.
I'm looking forward to this curling club. Actually, like, look at that. There's tabletop curling that they're playing.
Orlando tabletop curling.
That's incredible.
All
All right, we always move on from what's going on to our move of the week.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
You little stupid and whoa.
I want to say move for the week.
You little dumb and whoa.
All right, we all know the famous Shaggy song. It wasn't me. Mm-hmm. And you people
Deny till you die.
Yeah, deny till you die. Well, this guy took it to a whole nother level. A Florida authority said they found cocaine and meth on the I didn't do anything.
I hear like buzzing in my ear. All right, there you go.
Florida authorities said that they found cocaine and meth wrapped around a man's penis during a traffic stop. The man denied the drugs were his. Pinellas County Sheriff's deputies said they stopped a vehicle driving without its lights on at 4 a.m. When they searched, they found a gun under the passenger seat.
And
so
they
they
just
decided
happened to ask, "Let me see your penis."
they decided to pat it down. The man said the drugs were not his.
So hold on. You said they found a gun and
So they searched on his body as well. When they found that he had an irregular bulge in his pants. They
irregular for
found
who?
It was lumped, not in how it should be lumped. I'll just say
I
that.
think that's body shaming, if you ask me.
Well, it worked.
How dare you, sir, officer? Are you saying that a guy can't have a irregular shaped penis?
Well, it was bags of cocaine and meth that were rubber banded around his penis, and
You mean to tell me your penis isn't shaped like rubber bands and bags of cocaine?
I'll just say he denied it and said it wasn't. It's not me. It's
It's
not
crazy.
mine.
It's been like that for a week now, officer.
So let me ask this: if you're a police officer,
I'm actually on the way to a doctor right now.
if you're a police officer and someone tells you that, do you just laugh? Do you not help yourself and laugh that you're like, really?
I mean, look, okay, let me put it like this. Officers, that's a serious business.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there are times when I'm involved in some serious stuff and I still find things funny and can't help myself but chuckle. I have to imagine that officers are too. Okay?
Okay.
Especially if you just pat down a guy and you find cocaine on a gentleman's penis, I think that if he denies it, that's just hilarious to me.
I think that would be. I would literally just sit there.
I would go along with it. I'd say, I would just go along. I'd read him his Miranda rights and say, "Do you plan on getting it checked out? How do you think it got there?"
I would pull out my phone and do a TikTok of it and just see. It's like, hey, just let's recreate this. Let's recreate this. And then I'd be like, "Excuse me, sir, where did you find these?" And then it's like,
and then start playing a TikTok dance.
no, I was gonna start playing the Shaggy song. It
Fancy
wasn't me.
like Applebee.
I don't think Applebee's would approve of that. Speaking of that, yeah, it's a good segue. So we wanted to have a show before the new year. That got ruined because of Matt. And
COVID.
And so we did.
Omicron. Decepticon.
You've gotten it twice, and I've gotten it 0 times. So who's
I
doing?
hope,
Who's
I
doing?
hope, man.
Who's doing the right thing, man? Who's doing the right thing? Not you.
I live my normal life. I'm vaccinated.
So do I.
I live my normal life.
So do I.
can't help it.
No, you can't help it because you don't mask up places.
You're masked up here.
We're 6 feet apart.
Yeah, but
active-
when you came in, you literally gave me a kiss on the cheek, asked me how I was doing.
I've-
Pat on the back. You felt my cocaine penis.
Damn it. I really want that to be the name of the show, but I can't because Apple will deny it. Anyway, so we had a poll going on at the end of last year of what your favorite Matt's Lonely Thoughts theme song was. And it was actually surprisingly close. Last year, it was The Weeknd's Blinding Lights. And that was far and away it won in the landslide. But this one...
I thought you said it was...
last year. I'm saying for 2020, it was
Okay.
Blinding Lights, the parody of that. So for this year, I was actually surprised it came down to a tie.
What two were they?
Well, I'll tell you what the winner is because the reason it's a tie, I broke the tie because I decided to vote for.
Did I vote? I don't know if
No,
I
you
voted.
did vote.
Oh, okay. Do you know what I voted for?
Yes,
What did I vote for?
Fancy Like.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Of
That
course.
didn't win, and here's the reason why. Because
You broke the tie.
It was a tie. I saw that you voted for it. Because you screwed up the last show that we were supposed to play it on, I took that vote away. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the official 2021 favorite Matt's Lonely Thoughts theme. Here we go.
I would not have thought that this one would have won.
People loved it.
Matt's alone when he's lying in his bed. When he's on the air, tough questions from his head. Figure out what Kenny will know. Spends his time on Reddit delaying the show. Now it's time for Matt's Lonely Thoughts. Now it's time for Matt's Lonely Thoughts. Hey, move true, most likely Matt will pout. If he ever has any fruit inside his mouth. Buy our merch, we need the money. Don't forget you can get a sticker for free. Now it's time for Matt's Lonely Thoughts. Now it's time for Matt's Lonely Thoughts. Now it's time for Matt's Lonely Thoughts. He is a move lawyer and he's lonely.
I definitely don't agree with that one.
Yeah, well, maybe if you would have had an actual show the last week of 2021, your favorite song would have made it. So
We'd be listening to the Applebee's song.
we would be. All right, Matt, what's your lonely thought?
So earlier this afternoon, I did post a meme onto the page asking everybody what would be on their anti-bucket list. Okay, everyone's got a bucket list of things that they want to do or would like to see, before they kick the bucket.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So that's an easy topic. What are some things that people would never want to do? Okay,
Well,
and I'm having trouble actually pulling it up.
You phrased it as what's something that you've done that
Okay,
you
yeah.
never want
Yes.
to do again.
That's okay. So we'll play around with it, but it could be something that you're never gonna want to do.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple of them. People were chiming in. One person said a strip club, which I could see that. I think when you experience a strip club and then you get older, you're just like, don't
Yeah,
really
no,
wanna,
I kind of
don't
agree.
really
Where
wanna do that again.
So here's the thing. I don't dislike strip clubs. It's not my favorite thing. But here's what I look at it like. If I'm going to go to a strip club, it's going to be because one, all my friends are going and we just want to have a beer and we're already having a good time and we really just want to go for the camaraderie. Not so much because anyone wants to get a lap dance, not because anyone necessarily wants to, see anything in particular.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we just want to be in a fun atmosphere. So, in fact, I completely hate.
but see,
when dancers will come up to you and just they're all over you, acting like they like you. It's just so annoying to me.
But see, the problem is with that is, you posted it as what's something you would never do again, but you're saying, peer pressure, I would do it. So I think
that wouldn't be on my anti-bucket
we're
list.
talking, and then some people also put doing Jaeger bombs, which I could see that there's no way. You
There's
could be
definitely
peer pressure.
If I thought about it, I'm sure that there are some drinks that I've had in the past where I'm like, I will never do that
Another
again.
listener put casino, which personally offended me.
Yeah. Gambling.
So I
You
would
put
say
gambling.
my if I'm not talking about gross alcohols or whatever, I would say, those free fall rides like the Doctor Doom or the
Yes.
Tower of Terror.
Yes.
I've done that once, never again.
So
I won't even be peer pressured into doing that.
I enjoy the Doctor Doom free fall rides.
I cannot
But
do that.
the one ride, the Falcon's Fury, I think it is at Busch Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
I will never do that. That's the one where you're not sitting in a chair, and you're just vertically up and down. This is one where you are in a chair, but it leans you forward, and then it drops you as if your belly is face down.
Gotcha.
I'm not down with that.
Yeah, it's one of those where I've done it once. There's no amount of peer pressure that could have me
So
do that
what is
again.
it that you don't like about that?
That feeling, that drop feeling.
Yeah.
Put me in a roller coaster, twist me, turn me,
Yeah.
loop me around.
I
could totally
will
do
say this:
that.
roller coasters, I love that drop. The Doctor Doom ride, I do get stressed and anxious.
I can't-
But once it starts dropping, I do enjoy it. It's the weight, the build up to that drop.
That drop feeling I can't do. I can't do Tower of Terror.
Tower of Terror. That gives me a lot of anxiety.
Yeah, see, I just can't do that. And then one thing I've never done that there's only one exception of me doing to be able to do this, but it would still be on my anti-bucket list would be skydiving.
Oh,
'Cause
so that's okay.
Same
That's
thing.
exactly what mine was.
Skydiving.
Okay.
The only exception is if I'm on The Amazing Race, and in order to win the $1 million, I have to jump out of the plane. That's the
God.
only way I would do that.
I would be so. I know that I would be crying if I had to jump out of a plane to skydive.
Yeah, totally. I can't.
So my
that's
experience with
definitely-
that was back in college. My stepbrother and roommate wanted to go skydiving.
Okay.
They invited me to go with him. We knew I wasn't going to skydive, but the pilot said, "Hey, look, for $25, if you want, you can sit.
the ride along.
You could do the ride along." And I was like, you know what? That's fine. That
I
sounds
know
cool.
that scam.
So
I
I'm
know
going
that
up with
scam.
them, and I'm sitting in there. I'm like, hey, this is cool. We're taking off in this smaller plane. Everyone jumps out the back.
Yep.
Almost immediately after the last person is cleared out of the back, the plane goes into a deep dive
Yep.
straight down.
Because in order to save gas, they essentially just turn off the plane and just let it coast straight
Straight
downward.
down. We actually pass up the skydivers. And I did not know that was going to
Yeah,
happen.
I never.
When we started going straight down, that was one of the most terrifying things I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
My hands were on the front dash of the plane, and I was like horrified what was going on.
Yeah.
Never would do that again.
I've heard that that's how they do it, which is why I did not fall for that scam. And also why I would never be in one of those planes. I would never skydive. Just anything in a skydive facility, I'll drop you off and say, ta-ta, have a good time.
I mean, look, I love watching skydiving videos. It looks interesting. It looks like it's a great time. I just know that if I was peering out of that doorway, the thought of that speeding up, falling gut feeling is horrible to me. I get like goosebumps, like
Yeah.
in a bad way. Just
So is
contemplating
there
that.
anything else that you would put on your anti list?
I would never. One thing that like I don't ever want to put myself in a position for this is if I ever have to jump into like a frozen lake.
Oh, really?
Like I would. If someone was like, "Hey man, $1,000 for you to jump into that lake, take down your clothes to your
Down to your
boxers,
skivvies.
we'll have a towel for you, jump into that lake." There's no
That's
way.
on anti
no
bucket
way.
list, really. So
That would be so unpleasant for me. I would
I've done that before.
I would never
When
do
I
that.
was in, so I went to Australia when it was the summertime here, which meant it was wintertime there.
Mm-hmm.
And they have a Sydney Polar Bears Club. And their whole thing is they go out in their underwear into the frigid waters and then they jump in. And I joined them for one of their escapades.
I will never eat an oyster.
Really? I've
Never.
done that as well.
Never. I'm not even going to attempt that. That would just be. That's probably on a whole nother level than fruit.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that one is a bit more common, though. I know a lot of people
Yeah.
say they would never do that. The one thing I would never do again is you've seen the videos of it, but in Thailand, there's a fruit called durian,
Mm-hmm.
and it's apparently the stinkiest. It smells like
Stink
garbage
bug.
and stink. Yeah, it's trash. But some Thai people love it.
Can you text me the smell on your phone?
But no, there are some people who love it. I've had it before, and I threw up eating it. Like it is that nasty.
But
of
is
fruit.
it tasty at least?
No,
It's just okay.
But some people claim it is. Some people say that they enjoy the taste, but it is like eating rotting garbage.
Have you ever seen? I think it's a Japanese like dish that you can make like in a microwave, but it's almost like it looks like spider silk. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't.
I've seen videos of it, and I don't know the name of it. I have to do a little research. But it's apparently, it's like some sort of bean. It's like some sort of bean that looks like a black bean. But when you heat it up, I think it might be Korean. But you heat it up and you start mixing it around, like, put a little bit of water in it. You heat it up in the microwave for like 30 seconds. You mix it around, and it's like beans, but it looks like spider web is on it. And apparently, for some people, it just tastes so horrible that they can't even eat it. But then, when I say
Yeah.
locals, I mean like the Koreans or it's either Japanese. For them, like they just love it.
Well, that's the thing. Thai people say that it's a delicacy, but yeah, I'm pulling up a video of people eating it, and they're like gagging and crying.
Right. I
Like
mean,
just-
we've all seen those videos on YouTube or like, Instagram where people are trying weird foods and like their reaction to it. I would never want to do one of those videos because it's just, I know that no matter what is presented to me, it's going to be a horrible experience.
Well, there's some people that do it though for money. You know what I mean? It's one of those would you do this for money kind of things. But durian is on that list. So that would, you're again someone with no shame who wants to experience the world. Really, it's just the never do agains are eat durian and the up and down.
right.
ride.
But those aren't for shame though. I mean,
No, those aren't. Those
Right,
are
right.
I just do not like that.
Yeah.
But then the one I would never even want to experience would be skydiving.
yeah.
Unless you're paying me $1 million because I'm about to win the Amazing Race, I would never skydive.
I don't know what I would do if I was literally faced with a briefcase full of $1 million, but just sitting here thinking about it now.
Are you gonna cry, little baby?
I think I would say no.
You gonna cry, little baby?
I think it'd be it.
Little tiny baby.
Who knows if I was literally faced with a briefcase $1 million? Maybe it changes things, but I can't imagine that I would still do it there.
All right, Move Troop. Let us know what is on your anti-bucket list. I know some people already chimed in, but we definitely want to know, like, what is something that you'd never do? Now, again, I agree with the stuff like, oh, I'll never do it. Tequila shots again, because, I've had bad experience with that. But again, peer pressure, if I'm drunk enough.
Right. If
maybe.
it's someone's like 40th birthday or
Correct.
someone's wedding, you're gonna do it.
Exactly. But something like there's no way you can get me on Tower of Terror or Doctor Doom. Like there's absolutely no way. I don't care if it's someone's birthday. I don't care if it's someone's last wishes. I will sit there and be like, sorry, I will do anything but that. Just
Well,
that is
we got to
not
get the
my thing.
GoPro. We got to get the GoPro and record it.
If you want to see me cry on camera, that's it. All right, Move Troop, thanks for joining us. This was episode 56.
In the bag.
Is that what the kids say nowadays?
It's in the bag. It's in the bag.
It's dope. Remember?
Oh, no. It's in the bag, wrapped around the penis, patted by the officer.
Wasn't me.
I say good day.